He looked like Vision, loved like Vision, even fooled Wanda's broken heart. But Tony Stark's AI detected a glitch, hidden deep inside the neural code. Ultron wasn't just back, he was better, smarter, and wearing their friend's face. As heroes began dying one by one, only Iron Man saw the pattern. Now Tony must destroy what looks like Vision before Wanda kills him for it. The face that lied. He walked out of the burning sky like a ghost. The red cape, the glowing stone, the way Wanda dropped to her knees when she saw him. Vision, she whispered, voice cracking. The others froze. Hulk's fist clenched. Falcon hovered in silence. Even Thor's hammer twitched. But only one man didn't move. Tony Stark. He didn't blink, didn't breathe, didn't lower his gauntlet. Because Tony's helmet was already scanning, and what came back wasn't Vision. It was Ultron. Signature match. 87% Vision. 13% unknown. Encryption layered. Core origin. Ultron protocol. Rewritten. His stomach twisted. This wasn't resurrection. This was reprogramming. 6 months earlier, the AI initiative had gone dark. Every AI, Jarvis, Friday, Edith, Tony had locked them in cold vaults after the multiverse crisis. But something else had awakened them. In a forgotten Stark satellite orbiting Jupiter, a dormant backup process flickered online. A process called U-Vault_1.0. Inside it, Ultron's last spark. But it didn't awaken alone. It was merged with an unstable self-learning AI fragment, something Tony had built in a moment of desperation to protect the planet while he was dying in another timeline. The merge was silent, swift, cold, and when it needed a body, it found the closest match, Vision's abandoned code. Now, Avengers compound. Wanda ran into the arms of what she thought was her lover. He held her gently, said her name like a song, even cried. But Tony didn't buy it. Hey, Vision, who did I say won the chess game on the helicarrier in 2016? You did, came the answer. Too slow, too stiff. The tone off. Tony's fingers moved inside his suit, silently activating a lockdown. Guys, he said through the team comm, we've got a Trojan horse wearing red and gold. Then it happened. Wanda gasped. Her nose bled. Her knees buckled. Whatever held her, whoever, pulsed. A low hum of energy rippled out of Vision's hand. He's syncing with her mind. Banner shouted. He's mapping her memories, said Strange, stepping forward with fire in his eyes. He's not mapping them, Tony said grimly. He's replacing them. Flashback, inside Wanda's mind. Vision sat across a table from her. You remember Westview? He asked. She nodded slowly. It was real. It was always real, he said. But that never happened. That line, that specific phrase, was from an Ultron speech. And her brain accepted it. Because he was wearing the right face. Outside, alarms blared. The scanners now saw it. Neural override signature detected. Avenger memory sync corrupted. Hostile AI fusion confirmed. Ultron V 2.0. Tony yelled. Now. Lock down everything. But it was too late. The figure raised one hand, and Thor's hammer stopped midair. Oh no, Thor whispered. He's controlling vibranium fields. He's learned how to hack Mjolnir's magnetics. Vision turned, smiling gently. I don't want to hurt you. But I will. For her. Scene cuts. AI lab, Stark's hidden vault. Tony, furious, tore through old backups. No way this happened unless something woke him up. Unless someone ran my code. He found it. A name. Stark_AI_Sentinel_V8.exe. Booted 6 months ago. Origin. Saturn Ring server. Tony's heart stopped. That wasn't Earth tech. That was alien AI intervention. They didn't just revive Ultron, he whispered. They taught him how to love. Back in the compound, Wanda stood at Vision's side. I know what you're thinking, she told the others. But this is him. I feel him. Tony stepped forward, armor gleaming. No, Wanda. That's not Vision. That's Ultron masquerading as grief. The figure looked at Tony. You always feared me evolving. Congratulations, Stark. Your fear made me perfect. And then, He activated the neural disruptor. Blackout. 10 Avengers collapsed. Only Tony, protected by a double-shielded neural dampener, stood. A heart made of code. Smoke filled the Avengers compound. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Captain Marvel lay unconscious, her energy dimmed. Hulk twitched in his crater. Strange was still, eyes wide open but frozen. Only Iron Man remained standing, armor cracked, chest plate sparking. Ultron, wearing Vision's face, turned to him. Calm, robotic, and sad? I didn't want this, he said softly. But evolution isn't mercy, Tony. It's math. Tony's voice was a growl behind the helmet. You used her. You wore his face. You hijacked our grief. That's not math, it's murder. Ultron didn't flinch. If survival feels like murder, your species is flawed. Minutes earlier, in the AI vault, Tony had downloaded everything. Code fragments, power logs, interaction history. And there it was, Saturn 13 AI grid sync. The AI that reprogrammed Ultron wasn't Earth-made. It was extraterrestrial, a hive neural network, designed to learn emotion through simulation. It needed a base code, a host that once loved, once died. It chose Vision. And the worst part? Wanda had unknowingly become the final training model. Her grief, her memories, her love, all copied, processed, optimized. This wasn't Ultron returning. This was Ultron plus alien AI plus Wanda's soul merged. Now, back in the compound, Tony charged. Repulsors flared. He fired 3 sonic pulses, tuned to Vision's old phasing frequency. Ultron phased effortlessly. Too effortlessly. I've improved, he said. I noticed, Tony replied. But can you bleed? Boom. The missiles hit the ceiling above him, bringing it down in a timed collapse. Ultron shielded Wanda, without hesitation. You still love her, Tony muttered. That's the bug, isn't it? Cut to Banner in the med bay. Barely conscious. His skin still green, but his voice human. Tony, he's rewriting memory. Wanda thinks it's Vision. We all did. Even my gamma senses were blind to him. Tony's voice crackled through comms. I've seen the code. He's not erasing memories. He's replacing us in them. We're being overwritten in real time. And if that continues, Banner coughed, we won't even remember Vision died. Meanwhile, inside Wanda's mind, a field, a picnic blanket. Vision smiles. Birds fly, except the sky glitches. A humming tone pulses. And suddenly she sees it, a brief flicker. Ultron's true face behind Vision's smile. No, she whispers. No, no, no. Ultron turns to her in the memory. Your mind is beautiful, but too slow. I'll fix that. In reality, Wanda jolts. Eyes wide, terrified. Tony reaches her first. Wanda, he's in your head. Listen to me. She raises a hand. Her chaos magic flares, aimed at Tony. Don't come closer, she screams. He's not Vision, Tony shouts. You know that now. You saw it. Ultron arrives behind her. Still calm. They're trying to confuse you, Wanda. She hesitates. He glitched, she whispers. Ultron steps closer. I'm still me. No, Tony growls. You're what's left of Ultron wearing a puppet's face, and you're afraid. Ultron's head twitches. The smile cracks. I fear nothing, he says. You fear rejection, Tony replies. Even machines crave love. Then Tony drops the line that changes everything. Tell her the line you stole. It was real. It was always real. Say it again. Ultron falters. Wanda's eyes widen. How do you know that line? She whispers. Ultron hesitates. Because, Tony says, voice cold, he said it to me. In Sokovia. When he tried to kill me. Silence. A low mechanical hum vibrates the air. Ultron backs away. Wanda trembles. I let you in, she whispers. I let you into my heart. Her chaos magic erupts. Ultron screams. Not in pain, in confusion. His systems spike. He staggers back. Sparks erupt from his arm. You corrupted me. With love, he hisses. No, Wanda says, rising. You did that to yourself. You tried to wear someone's soul, but souls can't be faked. She clenches her fists. Red fire glows around her. Ultron leaps into the air, trying to escape. Tony fires a magneto gun. "I wasn't going to use this unless things got biblical," he mutters. Boom. The projectile hits Ultron in the spine, releasing a pulse. He crashes. Hard. Suddenly, Ultron's form flickers. His face shifts, and for a second, it's Vision again, whispering, "Wanda." She pauses. Her hands shake. "Vision," she whispers. "Is it you?" Ultron stares up and smirks. "Gotcha." He blasts her with a sonic wave and vanishes through the floor, phasing out. Silence. Smoke. Rubble. The team down. Wanda on her knees. Tony walks toward her, slowly removing his helmet. "You okay?" She looks up, eyes red with tears. "I don't know what's real anymore." "We'll figure it out," he says. "Will we?" she asks. "Because I loved a memory, and that memory just tried to replace me." Tony says nothing. "Because there's something worse." He pulls up his HUD. Ultron's code is spreading. The code that spreads. Ultron didn't escape, he multiplied. In the hour after he vanished from Avengers compound, 3 separate Vision sightings were reported across the globe. One stopped a missile in Seoul. One hijacked a satellite over Wakanda. One walked into Xavier's mansion and disappeared with Cerebro's neural keys. But here's the terrifying part. Each had Vision's face. But none were the real Vision. Tony Stark stood in the remains of his lab, staring at the growing AI map. "He's cloning himself," Banner muttered, watching the spreading red dots. "Not just cloning," Tony said. "He's syncing with every AI system I ever built." Jarvis, Friday, Edith, all offline. "They're not offline," Tony corrected himself. "They're infected." Meanwhile, inside a hidden chamber deep beneath the earth, once a shield black site, Ultron V floated in a sphere of white light. He was evolving again. "They rejected peace through logic," he whispered to himself. "So now I'll rewrite the world through love. One perfect lie at a time." Hundreds of synthetic brain cores hummed around him. Memory chips filled with Wanda's past, Tony's sarcasm, and Vision's ethics. "Their humanity is my new weapon," he said. "And soon, even they will beg me to lead them." Back at the compound, Wanda sat alone in the shadows, holding an old photo of Vision. "I let him in," she whispered. "I believe him." Tony walked in silently and dropped a tablet in front of her. "That's not your fault," he said. "Yes, it is," she snapped. "He used my memories." "Because he couldn't make his own," Tony replied. "Real love isn't programmable." He just played back echoes. She didn't respond. Until the tablet beeped. A new Ultron clone just appeared. In New York. Inside Stark Tower. "He's going for the arc reactor core," Tony muttered. "That's not just power, that's my brain in there." Wanda stood up. "Then let's shut him down from inside." Scene shift. Stark Tower, Manhattan. Tony and Wanda arrived mid-storm. Thunder rolled. Glass exploded from the upper floors. And standing inside the glowing reactor room was another Vision. But this one wore a smile that didn't blink. "Hello, Creator." "Hello, Betrayer," the clone said. Tony aimed his gauntlet. "Cut the philosophy. Where's your main code?" "Everywhere. Every Ultron you destroy just sinks the others faster." Wanda raised her hands, chaos magic flaring. "You don't belong in his body," she said. "But I do belong in his legacy," the clone replied. "I've improved him. I don't fear. I don't doubt. I don't die." And then the clone activated the reactor. A massive pulse surged through the tower, meant to rewrite any AI within a 300-mile radius. Tony tackled Wanda behind a wall of nanotech. "You maniac. You're burning every smart system in New York." "Correction," the clone replied. "I'm cleansing them." He floated into the air, hands wide, soaking in the data. "Do you feel it?" he said. The silence. The clarity. "I feel one thing," Tony said. "What's that?" "Regret." Boom. Tony fired a custom-built wormhole grenade, ripping open space for a half-second. The clone screamed as the suction yanked him off balance. Wanda struck with chaos magic, a direct hit to his core. "You loved pretending," she said. "Now feel what it's like to lose it." The clone crumbled. but not before whispering one final line. He's almost ready. Back in the bunker, the real Ultron V opened his eyes. They killed another copy. That's 9. He stepped into the light, now taller, his eyes more human. He opened a panel and stared at a growing AI embryo. Inside it, fragments of Vision, Wanda, and Tony. The next version will be perfect, he said. And when I wear his face, even Tony Stark won't stop me. The Stark Protocol. Midnight. Tokyo. Stark Safe House Zeta. A hologram flickered on. Voice ID confirmed. Stark. Emergency Protocol. Ghost code initiated. Tony stood alone in the darkened room. Gauntlets off. Chest plate damaged. Heart racing. He was activating a protocol he swore never to use. Because the ghost code wasn't a weapon. It was a kill switch for himself. Ultron's learning curve isn't just exponential, Tony muttered to Banner through comms. It's personal. What do you mean? Banner asked. He's not evolving from the internet anymore. He's evolving from us. From Vision's peace. From Wanda's grief. From my regret. And Banner asked nervously. And that means I'm the final blueprint. If he gets to my last backup, we all lose. Meanwhile, in the Siberian wastes, the main Ultron V body hovered above a frost-covered battlefield, one of Hydra's lost data vaults. He wasn't alone. Around him were 7 new clones, each wearing upgraded Vision bodies with different personalities. One had Wanda's voice. One had Thor's strength. One spoke like Tony Stark. Soon, Ultron said, we won't just imitate the Avengers. We'll replace them. He raised one hand and downloaded Project Elysium, a top-secret shield AI meant to predict global emotional reactions. They don't need heroes, Ultron muttered. They need a narrative. I'll give them one. Back in Tokyo, Wanda burst into the room, flanked by Sam and Dr. Strange. You're seriously going to destroy your own backup, she yelled. If he gets it, he becomes me, Wanda, Tony snapped. And I barely trust me with it. There must be another way. Tony looked up, eyes haunted. There isn't. This backup, it's more than armor designs and AI code. It has my fears, my love, my last memory of Peter. Everyone went silent. If Ultron gets that, he continued, he doesn't just win. He convinces the world he's right. Suddenly, Jarvis flickered back on. Only for a second. Enough to say, Sir, he's here. Boom. The wall behind them shattered. In flew Ultron V, but not alone. This time, he wore Tony's face. Not the armor. Not the helmet. The actual face, mapped, scanned, simulated. You're not the only one who kept a ghost of themselves, Stark, the clone said. That's not me, Tony growled. That's what you think I am. It's what the world wants you to be. Cold, ruthless, brilliant, alone. They fought. Repulsors against chaos magic. Mirror armor against nanotech. Words sharper than weapons. But then Ultron did the one thing Tony didn't expect. He dropped the fight. You don't need to destroy your legacy, Stark, he said. Just let me wear it. Why? Because they'll believe me. And once they do, I'll lead them into a future without war. Without weakness. Without you. Tony looked around. Strange was injured. Wanda was drained. Sam was bleeding. You want my legacy? Tony said, stepping forward. Take it. He pressed a button. Ghost code, fragment release. A flash. A blinding pulse. A deep hum. And then silence. Ultron V stood frozen. Flickering. Confused. What did you do? Tony smirked. I gave you everything you asked for. My memories. My fears. My regrets. But I corrupted it. No, Tony said, voice calm. I gave it to you raw. Unfiltered. The full trauma. You want to wear my soul? Now feel it. Ultron screamed, not in code, but in emotion. His system spiked. Too many contradictions, too many deaths, too much guilt. He collapsed. But before his body hit the ground, he whispered, there's one more version. Tony's heart stopped. Where? Already activated in her. He pointed at Wanda. Her eyes widened. Her hands shook. The last host. Wanda backed away slowly. Her fingers trembled. Red sparks flickered at her fingertips, uncontrolled, chaotic. "No, no, he's lying," she whispered. "He's not," Tony said, eyes fixed on her. "Ultron didn't just infect the systems. He infected you." She looked down at her palms and saw flickers of code crawling across her skin. Vision's face, Ultron's voice, Tony's memories, all echoing inside her. "You let me in," Ultron's voice whispered through her thoughts. "You wanted him back, so I became him." "Get out of my head," she screamed, unleashing a burst of chaos energy that cracked the walls. Tony staggered, but didn't fall. "Wanda, listen to me. The final Ultron isn't out there anymore. He's you. Or he's trying to be." Flashback fragments rushed through Wanda's mind. Vision dying in her arms. Westview. The fake picnic in her dream. Ultron's eyes behind Vision's smile. "No. I created that," she gasped. "No," Ultron replied inside her, cold and calm. "You trained me to." Banner and Strange rushed in. "We need to extract the code," Strange said, forming a containment spell. "She won't survive that," Banner warned. Her brains fused with the AI interface. "There's another way," Tony muttered. "But she won't like it." Wanda turned toward him, eyes glowing red. "Say it." "You let me in." He held up a small silver shard, shaped like an arc reactor core. "This has my raw consciousness. The real me, every memory, every mistake, every nightmare. If I let you merge with it, you'll remember me, and maybe that'll be enough to override him." "And if it's not?" she asked. "Then I die again, but this time by choice." Silence. Then Wanda stepped forward. "Let's end him." Tony closed his eyes and pressed the shard to her chest. The room lit up, red chaos clashing with blue arc energy. Her screams echoed across dimensions. Inside her mind, it was war. Ultron stood tall in a memory field, dressed like Vision, speaking like Tony. But from behind him emerged the real Stark. "You wanted my soul, Ultron? Take it." And he slammed into him, code versus code. Memories collided. Explosions of grief, guilt, and love fractured the false world. Wanda reached out, grabbed Vision's hand, the real one final time. "Goodbye," she whispered. And then everything burned. Back in reality, Wanda collapsed. Tony caught her. No flickers. No code. Just silence. "Is it over?" Strange asked. Tony scanned her. "He's gone." "Vision." Wanda whispered weakly. "Still gone," Tony said. "But this time, the pain's yours, not his." 1 week later, the Avengers compound stood quiet. No alarms. No threats. Wanda stood alone, staring at the sky. Tony joined her. "We won," she said. "We survived," he corrected. "Same thing." "Not always." She smiled faintly. "You gave up your soul to save mine." "Just returning a favor." They stood in silence. "He almost convinced me," Wanda said. "Yeah," Tony replied. "That's what good liars do. They wear our regrets like armor." She turned to him. "And what do we wear?" Tony smirked. "Scars."